build a new school and to build a new adventure playground. So the school was improved and the adventure playground was built as well. It will do the school immense damage. It's only open 6 months of the year. When it is open, the kids come out at 3 o'clock. Close the playground down. All the efforts you're putting into to increase the children's development through the school will be undone when they're out on the streets and they're not in this building themselves learning here. Where the curriculum is different. Now, if your officers say to me in 2 meetings, we have the money from the planning game to build a school and to build an adventure playground, and then I go back to see them some weeks later and they say, we've had a meeting, a new meeting, and we have decided that we're going to demolish the playground, and the reason why is to save £118,000 a year, which is what you give us, which is the salary of one head teacher at the secondary school in the whole of Brent. Taking into account that the budget next door is just under £3 million a year for the school, we're asking for £118,000 a year for the next 3 years to see us through the development, because it will cause disruption when it's knocked down, and then after those 3 years to find ourselves to stand alone. But we need those 3 years to be able to find the funding to do that.
Okay. Let me be equally honest with you as well then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got a very finite pot of money. Yeah. Okay. And I've got hundreds of other organisations who are coming to me as well. Okay. Saying to me, provide us with funding, right? Because they want to do something similar to what you're doing. They want to provide outreach work to children. They want to do the stuff with younger kids and older kids. Okay, so I've been providing you with funding for the last God knows how many years. Okay, right? So every organisation knows, right, that funding from sources like the council, right, is not indefinite. Right, it goes on for a certain period of time. Right, so why can't I take that money away from your organisation, right? And you should have been able to work with other organisations, tap into other resources, work with the National Saving Trust Limited, work with CVS Brent, and find alternative sources of income to help you to continue. Right, then I can use the money that I used to provide to you to other organisations and provide that money to other communities like yourselves who want to do exactly what you're doing here as well.
I've just said, if you give us the 3 years, and the reason why we should have that funding is because what other groups have been running for 42 years successfully, what other groups have taken, not just from here by forming the BPA, for 21 years, as some of these parents use those accounts, we took children from Brent. We took 20,000 children from Brent County over those years. Another organisation Another organisation raised the money to build their own building. We raised £200,000 from City Challenge to build a football pitch, to put the floodlights in and the building. We raised £1.8 million 5 years ago from the lottery to upgrade the building and to build a brand new adventure playground. So you can't say that we're not. We also, the last few years, raised money for the 7 main supplementary schools in Brent. Not for here, that we are funding those. We also, you mentioned the CVS. We've just made an application for 3 years funding for £60,000 a year for CVS Brent, not just for here, for other organisations. And as I've said, we've raised through the job line for voluntary groups in Brent, other voluntary groups, £1.8 million for other groups. That's why this particular group stands alone. And when you say you want to help this community, Councillor Butt, this community, I've been here since I was 23, this community can help itself. It doesn't need that much help. It can help itself. It is a glowing example to everyone else in Brent of how a community can help itself. There's a line in the sand as a Labour councillor and a leader that you should not cross. If you have a centre like this, with the support from the community that we have, the help it's given to other voluntary groups, and it's still giving to other voluntary groups, a glowing example to others, not just here, but nationally. When we entered the competition 7 years ago, that was run by an organisation, this place was voted the best play facility in the United Kingdom by organisations, not they're not doing a good job. And because of that, you shouldn't cross that line of saying you should put yourself on the line for once, and you should make sure that this place is funded.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Doug, I'm not challenging anything you've said. Okay, right, but you've got the Kilburn Times who are helping you to campaign to save the centre and
there will be more.
And helping the community.
Yeah.
Right. So why aren't the community working with me and saying to the government, right, where's the money for the community? Because the money is being taken away by the government. It's not being taken away by me. Right? It's like everybody else. Right? If you have £100, yeah, you have to live within £100. Right? And it's the same for me. Right? I've been having, like I said, £100 million worth of tax coming from me.
Well, if you want to save money,
so how do I save money?
Collect the outdated poll tax that's due to you and the outdated rent that's due to you. Instead of writing it off, you might not be in debt.
I also need to make sure that, right, that I provide the school places for people, right? I need to provide homes for people. I need to look after the elderly and the vulnerable. I need to look after kids with special needs.
Could I make a point,
And
please?
I'm trying to make sure that the basic services that are provided to all our residents are there.
They are here. This is it. Could I just make a point, please? Because we were talking about saving money. You could actually take a couple of pointers from the head teacher next door. Because likewise, she gets what, 118,000, is it a year? Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, I'm sure she's getting a good salary. But she's saving a bit of money because she sends her kids here every single day, and they love it. Love it.
So where are you going to send them if you close this place down?
So it's amazing that she's not here actually protesting against it.
And like you said, there's going to be more houses, more kids. Where are them kids are going to go? They're all going to be on low income. Where are them kids going to go and play after 3 o'clock when they come out of school if you close this place down?
If you take a look at what I'm trying to do around the regeneration of Brent, right? I'm trying to encourage more businesses to come into Brent,
Which is good.
Which is good. Job opportunities, right? So I'm also trying to make sure, right, that we have the tourist people coming into Brent and everything else.
Now, what tourists are going to come into a place where there's rowdy kids running around the place with no structure?
Yeah.
All they're going to do is give us a bad name once again.
My friends, like I said, right, I need to find ways of creating and generating that income.
This is the way. This is the way.
But tourists are going to come here, and what they're going to see, kids running around being wild and feral.
Like I said, look, I'm trying to answer the questions, and you keep shouting over me, which is fine. Right, but like I said, I've got plenty of time here for you guys, and I'm not running away. Right, so if we can have a decent conversation with you.
Can I bring up a point on the they're building 210 extra school places? Well, they're not really, are they? But there's 420 in the school now, 180 down the bottom. So they're moving in, still in the same school. That's 600 children. You're only going to have 630 places. You're building 30. You're building 30 extra spaces. How many children are going to be in these blocks of flats here? How many children are going to be in the flats up the top? How many children are going to be in their flats that we're building all the way around here?
More flats.
You're going to need more than 30 spaces.
My friends, if you, 2 weeks ago, right, the cabinet, right, approved the school places planning strategy. Right, we're investing £100 million in primary school places and all the schools around Brent. We're investing another £60 million in secondary school places. Right? So we know that the bulge of school children is coming through, so we're planning that, and that's taking place over the next 4 years.
Yeah, but you're saying 210 extra places. Sounds great because of buildings. You're providing 30 extra places. That's all. In theory.
My friend, the figures are the figures, right? Whether we take it from there, whether we take 30 from here, from there, right? The number of children will be increasing in Stonebridge. I do get this point.
That's all new. That's all going to be new. All these ones up here. you're not going to have enough spaces in the school.
We've got the school at the bottom.
Alright, if you have all them schools, why don't you expand in those areas? Why do you
those
take
schools are
this
being
area to
expanded.
expand?
As I said, right, we're spending £100 million over the next 5 years.
But we can't even tell our
expand
children to
our
open the manor. They can play something on before that.
But
We've got social service involved.
You can't send your children to Untamanna school because there aren't the school places at that school. That's why we are expanding school places. Every school has a waiting list. Right? Every school.
Apart from Stonebridge.
Every school's got a waiting list. Right? And we're expanding all our schools to meet the demand of those children. Right? Look at the babies here. Where will they be going?
Why don't go over these flats and build a big school? Hundreds of big schools. Instead of 30 kids.
My friend, look, I've got 12,000 people, right, who are on the housing waiting list. What do you want to do with those people?
I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
Exactly.
I'm in a 2-bedroom with 3 children. I have an 11-year-old, an 8.5-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
You can see the
1
need.
boy and 2 girls.
For those people on the housing list, Mohammed,
You
there's
told me that I have
12,000 people.
what
you don't want to
priority
do
socially housed, even though I'm permanently
is to
so
build it.
why you're not
Another
building
thing,
it
let me just
for
make
me?
it quick
You're
here as
building it
well.
for whoever can afford to
I was
buy
going to say,
it.
the flats that you lot are building aren't for people like us. They're part rent. Do you think we can afford that?
Mohammed, for those 12,000 people,
Three-bedroom property on the
For those
estate that I have one and
12,000
grow one and I can't even get one.
those 12,000
Can't
people,
even get one. But
The
what
flats
you need
that's
to
right
do,
there on our
obviously,
doorstep.
for the 12,000 people, everyone knows you need houses, but when you build those houses, you don't want to make the same mistake that's made when this estate was originally built back in the 60s. You build the houses, you have to take great care and consideration to making sure that those children that have a home, which is important, everyone recognises that, have a quality of life.
Yeah.
And if you don't have this place, with the children that live here already and the extra children, they will have a very poor quality of life. You're building a future disaster for the generations to come. And you've got to take that into account.
Can I just explain something then?
Yes.
Okay, in Alton, we've got the Alton, what's going on. And as part and parcel of that plan, right, we're looking at the schools issues, to look at the transportation issues, we're making sure about the GPs, the dentists, right? So we are taking a look at holistic issues now as well. Right? What was done previously?
Yes.
Now, right, we are working with all our partners, right, to make sure that everything is in place. We are taking a look at open spaces as well. There are parks, right, which are there as well. They're all unsupervised. A lot of people do use our parks.
When they're with their children, but not when the children are on their own anymore.
Their own trash